Ollie was at a party. Ollie, as you know, is he's an art enthusiast, and this was a party at somebody kind of knew. I wouldn't necessarily say a full-on friend, but an acquaintance shared an interest in art, and this friend was having a fundraiser for a local food pantry. And what this lady had done is she had gotten a bunch of new art, new paintings and stuff, on loan from the artist or from the gallery that they were in. Well, not on loan exactly. They donated, but not to her, but to the charity event. And the deal was that all the paintings were for sale and they were on display and they were all throughout this lady's house. Shh, shh. Yeah, it's an auction. And then all the proceeds, like the proceeds from the sale went to the charity. And they had some people from the charity there, from the food pantry, to talk about it and present it. And they had the artists there, and there were, wine and cocktails and beer and snacks. And it was a nice time. There was even in one of the rooms a cello player. It wasn't Yo-Yo Ma, but it was a cello player. They had hired a local cello student from Peabody Heights. Or, I'm sorry, from Peabody Institute, not from Peabody Heights. Okay, no more gymnastics. Stop right now. Sit still. No more yoga, no more gymnastics. Just sit. And it was a lovely party. I saw a bunch of his friends there and had some lovely conversations. And he was walking through all by himself, kind of looking at the art. And there was a picture of a dog. Oh, I like dogs. And I was looking at it, and the music stopped for a minute, and it was kind of a quiet room, and I could have sworn he heard like a snuffling sound, as if it was coming from the painting. I looked carefully, and it was a painting of a dog. It's not full-on like photorealism, but a fairly realistic painting. And the dog was kind of looking to the left. And there were other things in the scene, like it was in a park. There's an ice cream truck in the background. It was a nice painting. And it really got the sense of motion from the dog, even though it's still a painting. But that didn't explain the snuffling noise. I tried to listen. He tilted his head. Stop. So I sat, and then the snuffling sort of stopped. I kept on listening, but then the music started again, so I didn't think much of it. And so we wandered out to go look at some more of the art. Later on, somebody was talking about the dog painting, and I said, "Yeah, I like that one. It was I could have sworn it was making a weird, like, snuffling noise earlier, though." I said, I thought I heard something like that, too. This is some other guy. Sit still. So they went back over there. Each got themselves a cocktail and went back over. And the music, the cello had stopped for the evening. They did like an hour and a half set, but that was over. And again, there was this snuffling noise, like, and it sounded like it was coming from the painting. I thought maybe it's like a, multimedia thing. And he looked at the description of the art, which is sort of an old tag next to it, and it didn't say anything about sound, but it did have the artist's name there. And I said, I met that. That artist is here, and I met them. Real tall lady with curly, kind of poofy hair. Let's go ask her. I think she's still downstairs. So they went down and they found her. She was pretty easy to find because it's sort of an unusual looking lady. I said, "Hi, it was Jennifer, right?" I said, "Yes, good to talk to you again. And you did the painting of the dog in the park, right?" "Oh, yeah, that's a fun one. I like that one. I'll be sort of sorry if someone buys it because I'll be, but I'll also be excited. I said, yeah. Is it a multimedia piece? She said, what do you mean? Like, is there like an audio, like a speaker behind it or something? I said, no, it's just paint on canvas. There's a little bit of pencil work in there, but it's mostly under the paint. No, there's no, why? And the other person spoke. I said, there's a noise coming from it. I said, well, that's odd. What kind of noise? Like a snuffling sound, kind of like a dog might make, but yeah, like a. I said, well, that's very strange. I don't know. I mean, the painting is just a painting. It's just a stretched canvas on a frame, in a frame. It shouldn't be making noise. Let's go take a look. So all three of them went up there. And as it turned down the hallway, the lady gasped. Well, that's not supposed to be there. And they looked. And the dog, well, it now had a curly tail. And not just a curly tail, but a curly three-dimensional tail. Sticking out into the room, I mean. And she walked straight up and she looked at it. She said, what on earth? And she pinched the tail and it moved. And there was more snuffling and a squeak. And the painting shook. And she said, what on earth is... Hold on a second. And she looked very carefully. And she very gingerly grabbed the tail sharply. And there was more snuffling and more shaking. And with a very ginger hand, she put her fingers on the painting and shoved the tail back into the painting. And there was much complaining from the painting. And she eventually got it all the way through, and there was a little hole where the dog's tail met the dog. She said, hold on a second. And Ollie said, let me help. And they took the painting up off of the wall very carefully and lifted it and set it down. And that revealed something that none of them expected, because behind the painting, there was a hole in the wall. And in the hole in the wall was a small pig. And the pig looked at them, relieved, and hopped out of the hole and went trotting down the hallway. And the three of them just sat there staring at each other like, what a pig? As the pig made its way down the hallway, the owner of the house, came around the hallway also at that end of at that end of the hall, came around the corner, and said, Milton, there you are. Where have you been up to, you rascal of a pig? And they said, oh, you have a pet pig? Ollie asked. Oh, yes, this is Milton. He's lovely. I know pigs are a little bit of an unusual pet, but he's very well behaved. You take him outside just like you take a dog outside to go to the restroom. He's part of the family. Uh-huh. And he's a fan of the arts, I'm guessing. Oh, what do you mean? I'm afraid your pig somehow got his tail stuck through this painting. And they all looked, and there was now a little hole, a little puncture in the painting. And the host said, oh, no, it's terrible, odd also, but I'm so sorry. I mean, I'll pay for the painting. And the artist said, it's okay. I mean, it gives me an idea, actually. It wasn't a bad look. I would like to take this painting out of the auction. Is that okay? He said, Certainly. I mean, it's been damaged by my pet, and I'm terribly sorry. And yeah, no, no sweat. We can take it out of the auction. I said, okay. And so they packed the painting away, and went through the rest of the evening. And the host was like, "Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe Milton had done that. I don't even know how he did that." I said, "He must have just gotten one little bit in there and then got kind of stuck. I don't know." And later on, Ollie ran into the artist again. I said, "It was leaving," and I said, "Oh, you're leaving already? Still, you haven't even seen who the auction winners are." I said, I know, but I've got an, sometimes when you've got an idea that you need to see through." I said, "Sure, yeah." So I'm seeing through right now. I'm going to put a tail on the painting. I said, you mean, I mean, when I saw that tail, I knew why I hadn't put it there, but it's perfect. It's the perfect thing to make it stand out from other like landscape animal paintings. I'm going to make it a multimedia. Now with an audio, with a 3D tail, and I know just how to do it. So I've got I gotta go. I'm going to my studio right now. I'm going to put the tail back on the dog. I said, all right, good luck. And that was the case of the Snuffling painting.